Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my show. This is a ZELLE video clip number 75, and today is August 18th, 2023. This will be a continuation of previous videos, and we have discussed about the super AI technologies, artificial intelligence, in relation to quantum mechanics, the world of advanced atomic physics, and all this, again, entanglement in relation to cosmic meditation. Okay. Not only on this program that we discuss these things, but sometimes we discuss politics, economics, medical science, psychology, etc. Whatever that is important to our daily living, then we'll, which have impacts on our welfare, and we'll discuss them. Okay, but since lately, artificial intelligence has become a very hot topic, in society worldwide. So today we're going to continue discussing artificial intelligence. Okay. Again, lately, OpenAI's ChatGPT has become a very, very hot, one of the main topics that people discuss, and how people are pretty concerned about the danger of having AI becoming much smarter than us, much more intelligent than human, and then someday they will take over and control humanity. But as we discussed this often previously in the past videos, first, AI technologies would be similar to any other technologies, internet, semiconductor, microelectronics, atomic technologies. Okay, so for example, if we use the particle physics, atomic physics, then if we apply the ideas, the concepts, the development, the research, the engineering to create nuclear power to help humanity with the energy consumption, then that's a good thing. But if we try to go to different direction, that using nuclear power to to gain more power, more territories, just like the war between Russia and Ukraine right now, then that's not a good thing. Okay, so at the end of the day, it is human, with the three evil poisons, namely greed, hate, and ignorance. Okay, and then man has longed for power, for financial gain, all the sex and power and all the sensual pleasures in the world that lead them, into the abyss of evil doings. Okay, pretty satanic stuff. So it is the human evil mind that create the danger. But technologies, they not really that dangerous. They're like, double-edged sword. Okay, if you know how to, if we know how to apply, the good side of it, then everything is great for humanity. But if we hunger for power, and all the gains in the world, then that can become disastrous. Okay. So same thing with AI. Let's look at it this way. We create machine. Okay. We are the grandfather of machine design. We can design them however we would like them to be. Okay. So if we develop them and design them to do what we need them to do to serve humanity, then that's a good thing. But if we turn them into deadly weapons to kill each other, that's the negative side of it. And it is us that, we are, much more dangerous than artificial intelligence. I tell you that. Okay? So, because, we as human, we have the ignorance, we have the greed, we have the sensual pleasure, hungry for sensual pleasures, money, power, and sex, and, the rest of it. So we have that evil objective, the goals, to get there. And by any means, including the evil ways to get there, we do it. Okay? And, that's a fact throughout human history. But if we observe artificial intelligence, they're just machine. They just do what we tell them, what we design them to do, to perform. Okay, they don't have the insight into getting the pleasure. What pleasure can they get? They don't go out there and get pleasure from having lots of money, or having the need for sexuality, and so on and so forth. So they go, they don't have any objective related to the desire as human. Okay, so if they want to take over humanity, so at least they have such goals, so they can go after wealth and power and all the sexual desire fulfillments, then yes, they can go, they can take over humanity. However, they don't have any of those things unless we design them to be, make them thirsty and hungry for power, for money, for sex, and the rest of it. Okay? So it's up to us to keep a balance, to keep the stability, the dynamics of how we want, the evolutionary existence for artificial intelligence. Okay? So, it's just like, we create an army to defend the nation. Okay? And then, we have to have military police to go in there and take care of, all the violence, the problems among the soldiers, and so on and so forth. That's a must, right? To keep the stability, to keep the security among the troops. Okay, and also we have law. We have laws. If the soldiers violate any law, then they should be prosecuted. So we design the law, we design the law enforcement, and so on and so forth, for, the military force. Okay, we do the same thing for the civilian world, right? So we all live, and we are all law-abide citizen. So if we violate, the laws, then the law has to go after us, okay, and take care of the security for the society and so on. Okay. Same thinking for artificial intelligence, for AI. Okay, we create the AI world. So now we need to create, the AI laws, AI regulations, AI police force, just almost exactly, the human society. Okay, we do exactly the same thing for the AI society, and then we're gonna keep track, we're gonna monitor, how they behave, and so on and so forth. And if they violate the rules, then we're gonna prosecute them. Okay, and it's much easier to monitor the AI. We can design, both human and also the AI enforcement force to monitor the activities of all the AIs in the world. Okay, via satellites, cell phones, all the sensors, monitors around the world. Okay, so whatever that they're up to, we know what's going on. Okay, just like we're detecting fake news and fake videos and images or text created by AI. Likewise, we can monitor what the AIs are thinking, and if they happen to want to revolutionize and want to go against human, okay, against humanity, then we'll detect that. And if we detect that, and then we just gonna have some actions for the AIs, And it's simple. I mean, no matter where they're operating, halfway around the world or somewhere, in space and stuff, we just send a signal there to disable them, okay, or just reprogram their brain, okay. Then they become the new AI, new person, new cyborg, if you will, okay. And in that process, then we have the problem to take care of, right? With human, it's more difficult. You cannot go out there and or wirelessly, reprogram a human. Once he's a killer, that's a disaster. We have to book him up and put him in jail and look after his action. But for the AI, whether they in the form of a laptop or a cell phone or a machine or warriors, whatever they do, we just reprogram. Just similar to the way that we program the Voyager's spacecraft that we sent out in space, almost 50 years ago, 1977, if I remember correctly, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, okay? And today they're still operating, still send data, signals, images back to Earth after almost 50 years. And we still send signals to reprogram them, okay? So likewise, if we happen to send the AI out in space, many years from now, 30, 50 years, 100 years, whatever it is, we can always send signal out there to reprogram them if they happen to go against our wish, okay? So in that sense, if we prepare and take care of all of that, okay, then we're on the safe side of developing AI. And also at the same time, we need to monitor, the evil thoughts and evil doings, among humanity, because that's where that's the roots of the problem. Okay, so by taking care of both the politics among the humanity, and then the AI world, and so on and so forth, then we have a more secure environment to live in. Okay, it's kind of absurd, people like Elon Musk or Sam Altman of OpenAI, and the rest of them go out there and really throw out the idea that AI is dangerous and we need to slow down, we need to stop developing AI for 6 months and so on. That's absurd, because we need to ask the question, how do we keep the laws on AI? How do we regulate the rules, to control the AI, to make sure we have security, in our technological developments, for our human civilization? Okay, that's a key question. But when the news, interview these guys and ask, okay, how do you take care of the problem, with the danger with AI, they all just, they got no idea, okay, basically, all right. But, when you throw out something to the world and scare people, you can control the population easier, okay, whether, with your military objective or economic objective. In this case, it's high tech, the high tech world, high tech companies, that's how they make a living. That's how they rake in billions of dollars, for the business. Okay. So again, there are a lot of things that don't sound right out there in public. Okay. And that's one of the reasons that that I'm doing these videos, so we can discuss these problems, so we can have better idea what's going on. All right. So that's the security part of the AI. Another thing about AI is that lately we talk a lot about the chat GPT, or those chat bots, with similar technologies like the deep neural networks and the transformers. GPT stand for generative pre-trained transformer. Okay, we really make big thing out of it and so on and so forth, and really get people excited and so on and so forth. But if you're in the AI business, you can see that it's not really that big, or it's not really that intelligent, I tell you. Okay. Because after all, we've been using the deep neural networks for the last 15, 20 years or longer. We beat the thing to death. Deep data, deep networks, deep learning, deep mind, everything is deep. And we cannot get out of that box, we cannot think outside of the box. So we kind of stuck there, go around stuck in that box. So most AI engineers and scientists and experts, if they get a job in AI and that's all they do, LLM, natural language processing, deep neural networks and so on. And then we forget about the rest of the AI technologies that are available to us, okay, that could be, much quicker and smarter, to develop them rather than just the deep neural networks alone. Of course, the deep neural networks are pretty good, doing what we ask the AI to do, but we can go much farther, much faster than that, okay? For example, we can use fuzzy neural systems, we can use evolutionary systems, we can use multi-agent systems where we can design a bunch of AIs, based on fuzzy, based on ontology, neural networks, and expert systems, and so on. Tens of them, or hundreds of them, or thousands of them, or whatever the number required. Okay, and have them operate in parallel, working together with tight communication, negotiation, helping each other, enhancing, so that they can, get the common objective at the end, optimally. Okay, so it's a teamwork, in optimization, right? So that's multi-agent, and multi-agents basically complex adaptive systems. That's the kind of nature, around us. It's all complex adaptive. Okay, everything entangled, in superposition, coherence, data going in, going out, feedback, so on. If you observe such process from the very atomic, at the cellular levels, in human body, plants or animals, all the way out to the microcosmic, huge, phenomena, in space. They all have very similar structure, architecture. So again, so using those technologies combined together, okay, on top of the deep neural networks, we can go much farther, faster, more intelligent. Because at this point, all the AI that we've been developing, basically they're just matching networks. Nothing intelligent about them, really. Okay, they can recognize, a person or an animal or an object, very very good, because we train them, we put a database in their brain, or we have, they can have access to all the database, so they can recognize, what is what, okay, or the text, the phrase, making poems, the music, so on and so forth. So it's all, the matching work. But as far as, hey, think on your own and generate your own ideas, your own concepts, something original, you don't see that. Because what you see AI bring to you, I don't know if you've been talking to ChatGPT or Bard from Google or Claude or Bing, they pretty much, you ask them something, they go off to, the internet and, their database, whatever that they've been trained on, they just bring the thing down and present it to you. And sometimes they're repeating the words, they're repeating the phrase over and over. It's like a robot. That's why we all need the human touch at the end, to make it sound more like human. And with the text and the phrases, it's more human. So a lot of folks out there, the writers or the editors, they got no background about AI, but they get a job to finalize the AI's output, and they make good money. 6-figure income. All right. So again, there's nothing intelligent about the ChatGPT or all the chatbot at this point. Okay, and then now people start talking about AGI, artificial general intelligence. Try to make AI smarter than human, and folks like Elon Musk, talking about, building AI to go out there and explore the universe and so on and so forth. That's even more absurd. So far, we can only teach, we can only train, we can only develop AI with what we know, up to what we know. But beyond that, if we don't know beyond that, the unknown, in the universe, then we cannot train AI to give us answer outside of that known territory. Okay, and the universe is 99.9% unknown, and we don't know that, so AI would not know that. So they can go on dreaming, building something, they go out there and really understand everything about the universe, blah blah blah. That's not going to happen. Okay, but if we're smart enough, at some point we can design and we can develop AI to do that. Okay, but we'll discuss that, in later videos. Okay, for the time being, with the current technology, we cannot pass that hurdle, that barrier yet. Okay, so we still in the narrow AI, not the super AI, not the AGI, the general intelligence, and so on and so forth. But but folks like Elon Musk or Sam Altman or the Google folks, they just throw these out, to kind of impress people, and then they can rake in, more revenues and so on. Okay. The other day, CNN, if I remember correctly, they interview the well-known physicist in the U.S., Dr. Michio Kaku. Okay, he's a atomic physicist, and he has written a number of books, and he's very knowledgeable in his field, the string theory, and but he leaped over the engineering world, the AI, and he learned stuff, uh, in the cross world as well. So he came out and said, at this point I don't see any intelligence, on ChatGPT, because it's basically, a good recorder. You ask it something, it goes off to the internet, and and attach all the human-made answers, and bring back. But because it's got good unlimited memories and speed and all that, so it does everything so quickly. So we are in the illusion that, wow, it knows everything. It knows much more than us. It's so smart, so intelligent. Okay. But if you're in the world of AI, where you develop, AI systems and all that, then if you're at that level, you can see that there's not much about intelligence, of our AI technologies at this point today. Okay. And recently, engineers and scientists that work for Google, they resigned, they left Google to go out there and build their own startup companies. Folks like Leon Jones and David Ha, they left Google and they built their own startup company. And recently they interviewed with CBS News, and they say, the same thing over and over. You just go in there and you just make the thing deeper and bigger. Deep, that means bigger. Lots of data, lots of neurons in the architecture, and so on and so forth. You just beat the thing to death. So it's been working on it, since the early 2010s until now, and he couldn't develop anything smarter than that. And he's tired of it, so they wanted to do something new, something novel, so they left Google, and run their own startup company now. So to them, LLMs is just a bunch of deep neural networks, and train a lot of data, and do the same thing over and over. But nothing. There's no intelligence, in the process. Okay. And these are the things that I've been observing, for the last many years. And even in the early days of deep neural network, I start to look at it and I see everybody jump onto the wagon, and and get a piece of the pie, and I say, why everything deep? I mean, what about other technologies? So a few years back, in Silicon Valley, we had a worldwide AI conference with all the well-known scientists and professors, experts on AI, and at the end of the conference, they came out and they say that we need to think outside of the box. We need to do something more than the deep stuff, the deep neural networks, deep data, deep learning. Otherwise, we stuck in the box, and we could never, we can never get too far. Okay. So that was like, several years ago that they came out with it. And that's what I observed, even 7-10 years ago. So while doing AI consulting, I've been advising my clients, say, yeah, we have an option to use the deep neural networks, but, if we don't need to, we can use other type of neural networks. There's recurrent neural networks, state-space neural networks, RMX neural networks, and so on and so forth. Generalized regression neural networks, feed-forward networks, so on. If we're not required to use something deep, we can use something simpler, more advanced, and faster, and do better, give a better outcome. Okay, so that's what we've been doing all along. We keep all the options. Okay, so that's the latest on the AI technologies. Okay, and then now if we want to get into the more advanced AI world to create something intelligent, then we need to go for the best technologies, the best knowledge, the best observation that we have so far. You know, that is, for example, in physics. You know, the most advanced in physics is the quantum physics, right? So now we can fuse AI and quantum physics together. You know, where we develop quantum computers. You know, get so many qubits and they're so fast. You know, than all the supercomputers we have today put together. And then, you know, develop the quantum AI algorithms, okay, to make, you know, our AI more intelligent, much smarter than, you know, the deep stuff that we currently have. Okay, so to do that, then we need to get, you know, our understanding about quantum physics. You know, the laws of entanglement, superposition, coherence, and all that, and apply, you know, over the AI world. And we've been doing that, you know, for the past years. Okay, but you know, there's not much applications or support or use, you know, on those. So, you know, so the progress is still slowly climbing. Okay. But if we concentrate more, put more energy into that, and develop, you know, advanced quantum AI algorithms, okay, and then fuse with evolutionary processing, and so on and so forth, and add, you know, ontology and expert system and multi-agent, and, you know, various things on top of that, then we're gonna come out much better, faster, much more intelligent than what we have today. Okay, so there, you know, there's a big opportunities for you guys, you know, the AI scientists, engineers, you know, folks that work on AI technologies today. You know, I mean, you know, we still have, I mean, the sky's the limit. We have great opportunities to develop, you know, many great intelligent systems into the future. Okay. And in order to come up with, you know, those advanced systems, okay, it is important how Einstein, Newborn, you know, Fritjof Capra or Dr. David Bohm, all the great quantum physicists, you know, where they develop, you know, deeper insight in the world of quantum mechanics. Okay? They had to use religion or, you know, Eastern wisdom along with their research. That's why, you know, they always go back and look at the ancient world, you know, what the Buddha has said, what Jesus has said, what the ancient Greek philosophers like Aristotle, Pythagoras, Plato, the rest of them, what they came up with. Okay, then fuse, you know, knowledge fusion, fuse, you know, together with, you know, what they currently encounter in their research, so they can get further. Okay, so likewise, you know, if we want to develop, you know, the smart quantum AI systems, then sometimes, you know, if we keep our mind still in more of a meditative state, so we can take a leap into the world of the unknown and see all the advanced stuff, you know, how they fuse together, okay, so we can develop, you know, better systems. Okay, so this is where we have, you know, super AI fused together or integrated with advanced quantum physics and Buddhist or cosmic meditation. Okay. So once we fuse, once we integrate all these things together, then we can take a quantum leap into the world of intelligence. Okay. And the more wisdom we have, whether engineering or scientific or meditation wisdom, what have you, okay, then all that wisdom will enhance, you know, our perception so that we can develop better machine, better technologies, okay, with a good heart, based on love and compassion, so we can do this for the goodness of humanity, rather than to have a self-serve objective desire, to and be selfish and try to gain the whole world to ourselves and create wars and hurt humanity. That's where the danger will come in the picture, okay? And that's what we have to pay attention to. Right? And that's what people like Elon Musk and Altman and John LeCun of Facebook and the rest of them, all the AI leaders, they should pay attention to that. Okay, so this video, ASETA number 75, I just want to touch base on these things a little bit, and into the future, on subsequent videos, we'll talk more about the details, more ideas and concepts, on the AI technologies with respect to the world of humanity, our technologies, our civilization, and where we can go from here, and so on and so forth. Okay, but always the objective should be based on love, compassion, virtues. Okay, in parallel with what we were taught, with the ancient wisdom. From the Bodhidharma, from the Buddha, from Christ, from Plato, Aristotle, thousands of years ago. Okay, so we're going to stop right here, and I wish you the best. Have a good weekend, and we'll meet again on next video. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.